This is my AuxTank 2 project. The problem we have is we have a small coffee maker at work that has a really small tank in it. I started with a small, like 8-cup fill tank with a manual spigot, but since that's too much effort, we can't be opening and closing the spigot. I devised the secondary auxiliary tank, AuxTank 2. We have a 12-volt pump with a float switch. We have a master on-off switch here. We can flip that on. Here's the lead to the 12-volt, and here's a lead to the level indicator that I have. And you'll see in here here's the switch, and then a level indicator, a relay that's a water level sensor. I have it hooked up so that it will turn on when the water falls below a certain level. And then I have a solenoid valve that will open up when the relay opens up at the same time that my pump turns on. And here I have a simulated water level mechanism here, such that when the water falls below this red lead, I pull the lead out of the water because the water has gotten low, and you'll see that the water is flowing. When I put the lead back in the water instantly shuts off. And you can kind of hear the click of the relays and the valve on, off. Now the really cool thing here that I've got is that we can let it run, and that water actually comes out pretty quickly, and we can see that the float switch eventually goes down and will disconnect as soon, yep, there it goes. And there the water has stopped flowing, even though the water level hasn't been reached, because I don't want to burn out my pump. So that's all put together. I've got some Sugru on the joints. It turned out that Sugru isn't a totally adhesive, so I had to run some epoxy over the top of that. So I've got this epoxy down, and I've got some Sugru around my various joints for some strain relief, as well as in here to bond it to the two sides of the solenoid valve. And then the water comes out of the pump, through the pipe, through the valve. And I've got a quick release here so that when you need to fill the tank up, instead of having to pull this hose, which will be connected to the coffee machine, instead of having to pull the hose out and everything else, you can just quick release the water valve and quick release the level indicator and the power. Go fill it up, bring it back, and you're good to go. So that is AuxTank 2. I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out, and I made the decal there on my Silhouette Cameo, so we all know that it's AuxTank 2. Cool.